this is Francesca Evans from LymeOnline, bringing you up to date with this week's top stories from the Lyme Regis area. West Dorset MP Chris Loder has called for an increased police presence in Lyme Regis to tackle issues such as antisocial behaviour and drug dealing. The Conservative MP made the call after joining officers and new Police and Crime Commissioner David Sidwick on patrol around Monmouth Beach and Langmore Gardens in Lyme Regis. Both areas have seen increased patrols from police and security guards employed by the Town Council over the past 2 years, following an increase in reported antisocial behaviour, including late-night noise, underage drinking, drug taking and littering. Mr Loder's calls come after the Police and Crime Commissioner recently announced that a police constable had been assigned to Lyme Regis and that he hoped police cadets could be stationed in the town in future. A major emergency services operation was launched earlier this week to rescue a dog trapped on the cliffs at Thorncombe Beacon, east of Lyme Regis. 4 fire crews, 3 Coast Guard teams and Lyme Regis lifeboat spent more than 4 hours rescuing the dog on Tuesday afternoon. Initial reports said that 2 people were also trapped on the cliff, one of them stuck in mud, but on arrival they had freed themselves and were both making their way down to nearby Ype. The rescue instead concentrated on the dog, with Coast Guard and fire services setting up rope rescue systems and officers abseiling down the cliff face, while the lifeboat carried out a search from the sea. The dog was successfully rescued after more than 4 hours. Emergency services always advise that dogs remain on leads when walking along the coast paths, and if they do go over the cliff, not to put yourself in danger, but call 999 and ask for the Coast Guard. More than 200 veterans and service personnel will be arriving in Lyme Regis next weekend following a 50-mile sponsored walk along the Jurassic Coast. The walk will set off from Lulworth Cove on Friday, September 17th, with walkers camping for 2 nights along the way before arriving in Lyme Regis on the Sunday. They will regroup at Lyme Regis Football Club for refreshments before completing their walk by heading down onto the seafront and marching along Marine Parade to the lifeboat station. The walk is being held to raise funds and awareness for Care for Casualties, the Rifles Regiment and PTSD. The Rifles, formerly part of the Dorset Regiment, holds the freedom of the borough of Lyme Regis, which was granted to them in 1945. The county regiment marched through the town with full band and bugles in September 2018 as part of commemorations to mark 100 years since the end of the First World War. Lyme Regis Football Club has signed about 70 players for the current season, but due to the pandemic and postponements, the Seasiders have not been able to put out 3 teams on the same day. This weekend, however, the club is looking forward to seeing the first team, reserves and rovers in action for the first time and is hoping to declare happy hour in the clubhouse for half-price drinks, as is the tradition at the day before when all 3 teams win on the same day. The first team face a stern test with an away fixture at Bulletin, who are second in the Devon and Exeter League Premier Division. The reserves are at home in Division 3 to neighbours Seaton Town, while the Rovers, under new manager Stephen Taylor, will be playing their first competitive game of the season against Piemore at the Woodruff School top pitch in Division 1 of the Perry Street League. Whilst local competitive cricket may be over, Uplyme and Lyme Regis took advantage of the fine weather last weekend with a friendly against Worcestershire touring side Pearman. It finished in exciting fashion, with Uplyme needing 23 runs to win, but 9 wickets down. At the crease were veterans Derek Wellman, the club secretary, and Tim Daniels, and they needed a 6 to tie the game. Luckily, Tim was up to the challenge and smashed the ball over the boundary and into the river. It was a fitting end to a great season after securing promotion in the Devon Cricket League. And finally, an Arts Council-funded dance and poetry event will be taking place in Lyme Regis this weekend, with 2 special performances to be held on the seafront. Called Land Dance in Lyme, the dancers will start on Guncliffe Walk below the Marine Theatre, moving along the seafront for these free open-air performances. City of Bristol poet Vanessa Kisiul, who is featured on Radio 1 Women's Hour and Blue Peter, will perform specially written pieces for the first time as part of the event. The performances will be held tonight at 7:30 p.m. and tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. They will explore the effects of climate change on coastal communities such as West Dorset and celebrate this exceptional stretch of the Jurassic Coast. Thanks for watching LymeOnline's video news bulletins. Don't forget you can stay up to date with all the latest local news throughout the week on the LymeOnline website, and you can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, or sign up to our free weekly newsletter to ensure you never miss a thing. Have a great weekend.